What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Above Ground Radio Podcast. Finally here and back for the fourth thousandth time. Relaunching this
with video
this time. I'm the host, Richard Radillo, joined by I was gonna give you a nickname right now, but oh, actually no, Tefe.
By Hefe.
Jeff Bullard.
How you doing?
The first guest on the Above Ground Radio Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know, it's not that you're leaving Above Ground Radio Podcast.
Yeah.
But it's just you're busy.
I am no longer hosting
Yes.
to make. I have to prioritize some other things in my life right now,
Which is fine. It's totally fine. But I wanted to do you as the first guest to kind of say that, and then also kind of ship us off into a new direction and a new journey.
YouTube.
But you're always welcome back after this.
Thank you.
Which it's going to be fun. Like I said, I am the host, Richard Radillo, joined by Jeff Bullard. This is a radio podcast where we're going to talk and have some fun. And we're going to talk maybe a little bit about music, but we're going to shoot the shit, really.
Yeah.
And then we also showcase some awesome bands. We have 4 awesome bands with 4 awesome songs. The first song of the radio podcast is going to be the Captain Sons, You Could Have Been the One. Enjoy.
Like yesterday. Well, this is not very fun. They said there's more to come, and not so amazed. It's just awful when she'll say it to my face. Well, you could have been the one.
And we're back. That was the Captain Sons, You Could Have Been the One. One of the bands, or one of the 4 bands that we're going to have at the Above Ground show at Beatnik Bandito on October 19th. I was going to say 20th for some reason. You have any cool things going on for you coming up for like shows?
We have
promotions?
the Joy Noise EP release show.
Ooh, I
Which
forgot.
should be super fun.
I saw that, but I don't know the date. What is the date of that?
November 2nd.
So November
So yeah,
2nd.
the EP comes out the 1st, and then the show is November 2nd
Okay, that's kinda like a
in
good-
Costa Mesa.
1-2 combo.
Yeah.
Yes. Any other shows before that?
We have quite a few, but
Okay.
we have one this Sunday at Beatnik Bandito, and then we have a few others. But the next really big one is the spookiest show ever, which is
Oh.
going to be in Tom's backyard.
Yeah, that's the one with like Los Hurricanes, I think.
Yes,
And
Hurricanes,
3LH.
3LH, us, band called Free Dirt. Let's
I
see.
think I
Who.
might have saw. There was Deflins on that.
No, Deflins wasn't on that.
No, I think
Planetarians is on it, and Grinning Ghost,
no. That
and Scatterbrain.
the
I think
Deflins
that's all of it.
one is I think next week. What's the one I'm thinking with the NARS and 3LH? I think it's at
Oh,
the,
yeah,
the
yeah.
locker room.
Yeah,
believe.
I know
that's
about that one.
Yeah, yeah. Because like they all those flyers look the same. That's why I was like, I'll be going to that one. I'll be going to the one at Tom's house too.
Yeah,
Tom's awesome.
that should be fun.
He might be a guest on the podcast very soon.
Oh, really?
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. He was like, I don't know what I could talk about, man. I was like, dude, look at your arms. And he's like, yeah. So
You-
I was like, dude, there's a story. You look like someone has like a lot to talk about, or he could potentially have a lot to talk about.
He's put on 2 shows.
Yeah.
That counts him for above ground music,
Yeah,
right?
and
Kind of.
he's also like just like on the shows because he's really close with Scatterbrain. And
Yeah, he
whatnot,
is.
And,
He's
with
cool.
Ian, so yeah, he's really awesome.
I
Wow.
actually met him for the first time at like a little get together for Rafa's 21st birthday, and he's super cool.
Yeah, I hung out with him like I think right before that or right after that
Yeah.
at his house. It was a show. It was the last show at the Matrix with you guys
we
all hung out.
Yeah. That
Um, after. Yeah, that's when I really like sat
that
down and talked to him.
Scatterbrain's EP
Yeah.
release.
I've said hi to him and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like every so often, but I never like really got to talk to him until that night. And then I was like, dude, you should just like be on my podcast. I don't know what to talk about, man. I was like, no, dude, come on. But anything else you want to promote yourself about with, or promote yourself?
Go check out Scatterbrain's latest EP. I just got to produce 2 of the songs on that, and then Rob from the NARS did the other 2 songs. And then yeah, it's really sick, super cool
And
EP. The new Joy Noise EP is coming out. Yeah,
So promoting yourself as a
engineer producer
yes.
guy. Yeah.
So yeah.
I now have a official Instagram for that. Official. So you guys can hit me up at Bowling for Sound on Instagram if you guys want some recordings or anything.
Yeah, and you're pretty or your pricing is pretty reasonable too.
Yeah.
You work well
I
with
work.
the bands.
Yeah, I try to work with people's budgets and
Yeah.
stuff to give them what they want,
Yeah, and like everything else
what they can afford.
you've done. I mean, honestly, you've done some stuff that's better than people that use studios and stuff. And
Thank
it's just
you.
like that's sad, but like it's true though.
Yeah.
I mean, that it would be only, amazing or not. Wait, what it would be only? It'd be interesting to see you at that level, or let's see you have that potential
Mm-hmm.
to use some of that stuff. And like, man, dude, just
Get
some of this
behind
stuff-
some real gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's really fun the way I've been making records, which is in like garages and
Yeah.
stuff. So it gets super challenging, but you get cool, kind of unique sounds that way too. So, but
There's a little more grit and dirt to it.
yeah, it does. God,
Uh,
yeah.
All right. So we're done promoting ourselves. If you haven't already, go ahead and like the recording or the track on either SoundCloud, Apple Music, or Google Play. Or if you're watching us right now on YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe. Same on the other, and follow. Go ahead and follow Jeff and all the stuff he does. And you'll send me some of the information. I'll put all the links down
Oh
below
hell yeah!
and whatnot.
Cool.
And we're going to get into our next song already. We want to get to the songs. We're here to get to the music. We're going to get to Scatterbrain's latest song, one of their, off their latest EP, one of their songs, Cannibal Girl.
She told me she was a vegan, or so I thought. It was a cover-up till she got caught. There was blood on the floor and blood on the walls. I couldn't believe what I just saw. My homies been missing for a week. His intestines all up in her teeth. She was looking at me as if nothing was wrong. Took a shot of his blood and then she offered me some. I didn't want to get myself eaten as well, so then I took one shot, but then it turned into 12.
And that was Scatterbrain with Cannibal Girl, which this young man right here helped. I mean, you could say produce, right?
I guess
Because I mean, I don't
for
know
most part. I mean,
did anything with the writing
I
technically.
engineered
Yeah.
and more so Scatterbrain self-produced, but
Mhm.
I kind of helped with the production. So
Yeah.
you could say produced, you could say engineered.
Yeah, you've done a couple of other things as well. Obviously, you've done some 3LH stuff. You've done Joy Noise. Obviously, it's your band. And
Yeah.
then you've done Scatterbrain, and then you've done Sex Cells.
And the Asthmatics.
Oh, and the Asthmatics. Totally forgot about the Asthmatics.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite albums this year already. And then there's a couple other bands you've done in the past. I'm not picking off the top of my
I've
head.
done weird little stuff outside of our music scene and
Oh.
stuff. Like I've done a couple hip hop tracks and stuff. So yeah, that's totally off our path. But
No, that's
and
fine.
then before that, I used to do like all my old bands, and I've worked on like weird, like I worked on this like gospel organ record like
Whoa.
way back when. Yeah.
That's
When I was still working as an intern at a studio, we went and recorded this organ in this church, and yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah,
It was
that
a cool,
sounds sick.
cool little
That's
thing.
something different in like you'll maybe
Yeah.
not ever do, but you've done it.
Yeah.
So that's really sick.
This is my first time getting my name on a CD.
Oh,
as
really?
like assistant
that's
engineer.
Sick, dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have, and then my second one, they spelled my name wrong. They one F. It was Jef Bowler.
Some people not know how to spell Jeff.
I don't know,
guess. Yeah, right.
but it's cool,
Yeah, hey.
Maybe I should just start putting that as my name on
Jeff.
everything I
Nice,
record.
But, yeah. All right. First topic. So beforehand, I asked Jeff to send me some questions that he thought he can be
I
able to
could
talk
answer.
about.
Yeah,
And
hopefully.
I feel like this might be a recurring thing for podcasts before, because this is the thing I've suggested to everyone. Like, when they ask me, like, what are we gonna talk about? I'm like, dude, you can talk about like music, obviously. But like, dude, if you want to get some weird stuff, we can talk about aliens and stuff. And I think this is like, because I believe Joseph, who I'm gonna have on soon as well, we're probably gonna talk about this, which is fine. If it's redundant, it's cool. Like, it's
Yeah.
cool to see different perspectives. But you wrote down aliens, fact or fiction?
What do you think? See, here's what I think.
Okay.
Okay, I
Let's
know
get
I
your-
just
let's
asked
get
you
your
what
dose.
you
Let's-
think. I don't really know, but I don't think it seems possible with how vast the universe is that there isn't some sort of life form somewhere else. I just don't know if it's as intelligent or more intelligent or anything like that. Like, I don't know if we've been visited by UFOs or anything, or lizard people.
Yeah, I think at the moment they've might have found life on, but it's like micros, like it's like
Yeah,
on a micro
yeah,
level
yeah.
on like Mars, and then I think on Titan, the moon off that orbits around. I don't want to say it's either Saturn or Jupiter.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure it's Jupiter. So
technically there
there
are
technically
aliens.
is, but like I don't know if that's. I mean, I think the way to define alien is something that comes from out of the original like atmosphere or whatever you want to call it, the planet. So technically, if it would come to here, I think it would be an alien. But I think if it doesn't come here, then it's just a life form.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but if we go there, then we're the alien. Technically. I
Oh,
believe.
so does that mean there are aliens technically because we've been to the moon and we are aliens going on to the moon?
I guess I would assume. I'm not too sure, because there's no like
Other anything
life,
living
I
on
think
the
at the
moon?
moment.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've even explored the whole moon, to be honest
No.
with you.
Like
which is
a
crazy.
few steps around
Yeah,
it.
we've only like gone from like here to your house, basically. I don't
Yeah.
think it's not very much, but we've done a lot of crazy stuff on the moon. Just to get in there alone is kind of a feat on its own. But my take is, yeah, I think there's possible life. If anything, I mean, dude, like I was really into the Aliens or Ancient Aliens show back in the day, like the original like season. Like I was just like, oh wow, the History Channel's getting real crazy over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And the way they describe stuff in the sky is pretty interesting. Like in old like religious texts, and in I believe it was in the Bible, they got this out of like a space battle and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an alien per se. I've heard a cool theory on us, because right now, I don't know if you know what's going on in France. They're working on I think it's something collider. I think there's a really big word in front of that. I don't forget what it's called. I just
Big word collider.
talked about this in school. One of my professors talked about this in school, where they basically hit with like the certain amount of like atoms and material, which is probably like uranium or something like that, or plutonium, and they hit it and they create a mini black hole.
Oh,
So like that's like the start of us basically
researching black holes.
well,
and
yeah,
shit.
in other dimensions. So
Yeah.
this is where I'm gonna say it was where if we have, I would assume that we've done it with. It might have been just us, or it might have been another. It might actually been aliens, but us hitting a black hole and expanding it, and then that's what like that alien how they probably got here. I don't think.
Okay, you don't think they like flew?
I mean,
through
technically they
space?
flew, but probably through like a hole.
Yeah,
is what I'm guessing, because like I think it would take too long and too
to
much
travel
energy.
thousands of light years and stuff.
Because that theory is basically like this is the distance right here, right? And then if you can't see this, I'm sorry, you have to go to the YouTube. But basically, like this is point A, point B, and what they do is they bend it
so it's closer together.
Yeah,
I see.
So, but I mean, like you're still going through.
Yeah,
space in
you're
a way,
still
but, like
traveling.
But like that's what Tom DeLonge's doing right now, actually. Like his
Trying to make black holes.
no, he's trying. I guess, but he's trying to replicate technology, which is some of it is real and some of it's might not be real.
What's your thoughts on Tom DeLonge and all of his alien?
I mean, I'm a I'm a Blink-182 fan.
Yes,
and
yeah,
I'm
that's
more
what
of
I'm wondering.
I'm on the Tom side of all that.
Oh,
feud,
really? Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Which is like not very popular, which is fine, but a lot of the stuff he's explained in his videos and whatnot has some of it's been debunked, I guess, but some of it makes sense because of what I'm actually learning in one of my classes. It's conspiracy theories and stuff. It's actually 1945 to now in American history, but my professor went over some of the technologies that the Nazis were developing, and they were working on something which is pretty much, I think it was pretty much confirmed. Obviously, the V2 rocket that sent us to the moon and whatnot. But there was a weird craft that they were working on where it looks like a UFO, and it like soaks up energy from underneath to like.
So it would fly like a UFO would, like just kind of like straight up type thing.
It would look like exactly like a UFO. But I think we've used that. I mean, I just went to the air show like last week, last past Saturday, and like if you look at some of the older airplanes and how they are able to kind of glide, kind of slow down, and then we have technology where we can literally float a plane, like in like steady, I guess.
Yeah, just still.
But the way people describe it to where they shoot off, I think maybe they might be exaggerating like a UFO. And if you look like at a B-2 bomber, or not, is it a B-2 bomber? Like the ones that are all black, basically. They kind of do look like UFOs. They don't look like a
when
plane.
they're shooting that fast, especially too.
If anything, if we saw anything come out of like Nellis with like Roswell and whatnot, it was probably us that crashed the plane.
Yeah, just like a military thing.
Yeah. If anything, it was just a military
experiment.
Experiment gone wrong, or like a test flight that went wrong. And a lot of that stuff, I mean, if you look at a plane like that, you're like, whoa, dude, like, I look at some of the planes that we were making right now, I'm like, dude, that looks like a UFO.
Yeah.
But
if you didn't know what it was.
Going back to Tom, I know I tangented off that, but to what his stuff is, he's saying he made a cool connection with, it was with somehow the Nazis got hold of some kind of technology in Greece. And there's some kind of thing that happened in Greece like a long time ago, and in Roswell, in one of the crafts, there's a thing in Greek writing. Yeah, if you have to look at the thing, like one of the photos real closely, and it's in Greek writing, I guess, and like they associate that with. So it was a weird, like he was connecting a lot of dots, and I was like, wow.
So the Nazis took it from the Greeks, and that ended up in Roswell.
They took some kind of theory from some kind of science or some dude from that time, and then but like the Nazi dude, they were incredibly smart, honestly. like they were just like another level than us.
Uh-huh.
We just have manpower at the time, but like on paper, like the Nazis should have won World War II, honestly.
We got lucky.
Well, we timed it right, honestly.
Yeah.
If Japan would have waited like another, I don't know, 6 months, to get and then to be able to get a little bit more land, I guess, or to build up a little bit more, I think we would have been effed, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been man in a high castle kind of situation. I don't know if you know what man in a high castle is.
Mm.
Okay, so like it would have been like something like
Yeah.
that. But
Dude. Man, why do you like alien talk? It always leads to Nazis somehow.
well, because I think that's what a lot of people and a lot of skeptics or whatever you want to call it.
That's where their main
I think
connecting of shit
I think
is.
People want to think that someone from outside the area or from outside Earth has given someone technology, but a lot of it is just us creating things and then us exaggerating what that is a lot of the time. I mean, you can even go back to like how the hell did they even build the pyramids?
Yeah.
But like when you think
Something so exact for that time.
I don't want to mind fuck you right now, but
Oh, please mind fuck me.
okay. This is from like the Joe Rogan podcast and like how he thought about how we can't make the periods again. So look at my iPhone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say like humans are you know, actually no, just right now. How do you make this?
How do you make an iPhone?
How would you make an iPhone?
I don't know.
So like when you look at this, it's off. Like,
Yeah.
What would this look like?
If it's off, like
Yeah,
how,
if it's
how
like
it is
it's not
now.
on, you can't do anything with it. It's just like a brick, like like this.
Yeah, it's just.
What would you think it is?
If I didn't know what an iPhone
Yeah,
was,
like how would you know how to make this? If like, okay, this looks like some kind of piece of technology, but then like, how would you replicate this?
I'm not sure. I guess I'd try break it open and figure it out.
Well, I mean, you can try to do that, but like, if all those people that designed the pyramids like were gone,
Yeah.
and how would you?
How would we make the pyramids
Yeah.
essentially by
Yeah,
just
but,
looking at it?
Yeah, if you look at from like Dark Ages and on, or before that, like I think at the my moment where we've been dating, the pyramids are okay. So Cleopatra, I forgot what the time is, but we are right at the moment we're closer to Cleopatra is than what Cleopatra was when they built
the pyramids?
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah,
So they're really old.
Yeah, exactly.
Really fucking old and super perfect. We
Yeah.
have no idea how they did it.
yeah, exactly. And like that's what I'm like when you look at that. Like if you take all those people that designed that phone, they're gone.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you gonna make
If
that
it
shit
was
again?
like years and years and years from now,
Yeah, and, like,
you would have no idea how to make it.
There's definitely been periods of time in human history where we've been able to grasp like intelligence at like a really high level and like craftsmanship and engineering, but we've lost that. And like there's a period of time where we gained it back again. And I think we'll probably do that again. But I mean, you could even look at the Romans and like how they built the aqueducts.
Yeah.
Like that was like they still use the aqueducts from that Roman time in Italy still.
Yeah.
To this day, which is crazy. But yeah, like if you look at technology like that, I think that's what people are saying. Like from what I've learned, and a lot of people try to say like, oh yeah, aliens came down and gave us that technology.
Like we couldn't create it on our own. We
It just takes a lot of time, a lot of people dying, and I mean when you think about
mass death.
it's like they had less people, but like they had like even more than an elite class than what we have now. Like everyone, we would be like peasants basically.
Yeah.
In that time, like they're like the people in government and like high corporations would be like the only people there.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't have like zero rights or whatnot, or capabilities of progressing in life or up the chain, which is like kind of unique to why like the American experiment is at the moment, which is like kind of like pretty sick, but like pretty disgusting at the same time. But I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about aliens?
I don't know. I think I'm good on aliens.
Yeah,
that was one,
It's a tangent for me, but
yeah.
I think aliens are sick though. Like I think it'd be cool to like meet one, but I don't think it'll be in our lifetime.
If it's a cool alien, I like to meet him.
Yeah, I think it was more or less like in my like back of my head theory is just like, yeah, it's just us time traveling back to see us or something like that.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
yeah, that's what it.
But also I think we're gonna turn into Transformers, but it's what it is.
You think we're going to turn into Transformers?
Yeah, why wouldn't we?
Like,
It's kind of like the Transformers movies when you think about it.
yeah.
It's like our cells looking like coming from the past, like coming back to us in the past.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Because like
Okay.
what science is turning into, like we're gonna have fucking robot arms and robot eyes and minds and
Turn
shit.
into cars and drive
Yeah.
around. Yeah, we'll be cyborgs. We'll all be AI,
Yeah, exactly.
essentially.
We'd be sucking robot dick. All right.
You can upgrade your robot dick.
Yeah, you can. That'd be pretty convenient, I guess.
Some people.
So
Me.
that was okay. What were you saying?
Nothing. I
Okay,
was
okay.
just talking about robot dick some
Robot
more.
We can talk about this after.
I'm
the
like,
song
aliens, I
releases.
can kind of talk about robot dick. I can talk about that for hours if you want to talk about that.
Okay, before we get into the next song, did I mindfuck you at all or no?
A little bit.
Okay, good. A little bit. Yeah,
A
I'm
little
fine with
bit.
that. But yeah, I mean aliens, dude. I mean, I talked most of that segment, but like that was because like you were just asking me
Yeah.
on your take, because like your take was
Because really, my take on aliens is pretty like, yeah.
I mean,
I
yeah.
think they're probably out there. I haven't thought too hard about it. I just thought aliens are fun to talk about.
all right.
And I knew you were a Tom DeLonge fan, so I wanted to ask you what you thought about him, too.
Yeah, I mean, some of that shit is like true and false. Like,
Does he have like a shop in L.A. or something like that for it?
he's based out of San Diego.
San Diego?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he have a shop? Like, I heard he has like a shop where he sells like alien shit that he owns or something.
I don't
Like
know
kind
about-
of like a gift store type thing.
I know he has a
like a novelty
it's
store.
The, To the Stars is like a multi. It's like they do media, like movies, novels, and like cartoons, and then they
Mhm.
also sell merch, and then they do music and other and then they're doing the technology shit where they're trying to build a ship, which is weird.
He's
know.
trying to make his own UFO.
Yeah, well, it's a decent theory, and like how he explains it. I mean, we'll get into it after the song. I'll
Okay.
explain to you real quick. But before, I'm derailing my brain right now. We're gonna get to the next song, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna feature Future Reference with "Losing Daylight." Enjoy.
But my And I know it's hard to let go, but my future's looking bright. About time I reaped what I sow, if you don't mind. I was in daylight. I was in daylight.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. That was Future Reference with Losing Daylights. You enjoy that song?
I did. Lots of reverb.
Yeah.
Reverb's always good.
Very soothing.
Yeah.
That song came out about
Great guitar tone.
a little bit over a year ago.
Yeah.
I had them at one of the past shows recently. I beat Nick Bandito.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice gentleman. Definitely check them out. Future Reference.
Sound like a good band. Definitely.
Yeah,
do.
they're definitely they sound different from all the other bands. Like I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know if they sound exactly like that, but they are very similar. They're they're very they very much drill themselves on making sure they play everything right. But go ahead and check out all the other bands as well, Scatterbrain and the Captain Sun. But we're gonna get back to what I was gonna tell you about what Tom is doing, I guess, from what I've known, because like it was that week when it all broke out, and I just remember like everyone like going ballistic on Facebook, and then he had like a live stream, and I just watched everything.
Mm-hmm.
But he wrote a book, and then I guess after a result of writing this book, he kind of got hit up by the government. I don't know which agency, but like he was just explaining on how people process like stuff like this and how they investigate it.
Yeah.
And he was like, "This is just what the government does. This is what I'm doing right now," and he basically explains it that way. And like that's what kind of propelled him into that kind of realm over the years of doing all this stuff. Because that's what I mean. I remember him in interviews talking about like, yeah, I just bought the first thing I did when I bought a computer was like search alien stuff. I was like, oh, and he goes out to like Area 51. I would never go out there, honestly.
Yeah.
Not because of the aliens. I would just go out there because of all the radiation and stuff. From all the nuclear bombs they've blown up there.
Yeah, it's probably pretty bad for you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the reasons I tend to not try to go in the ocean. Is, because, there's probably some of that radiation from Japan from, like, that big nuclear thing few years back.
I would say
probably washed over here,
yeah,
I would say.
That, I mean, and not even just that. I mean, you can go back to the 50s and stuff that I'm learning right now, like the rivers in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And they've did some testing out there. And
Oh,
like
really?
That runs out to the ocean.
To the ocean. Yeah, so the ocean probably not safe anymore as far as radiation goes.
Yeah, yes, no. I mean, but when you look at like Chernobyl, I think the radiation levels have gone down. So it's kind of like going back. It won't go back to normal in our lifetime, but it'll go back to normal
eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually.
But like uranium's actually a pretty cool. I would not go near it, but I would definitely want to watch a video on it. Like at 0 degrees, like period, like it's still at like it still radiates heat.
Yeah.
Like it's like in like the hundreds, and it's like at 0 in like a room. It's like what? Doesn't make no sense. That's an alien right there.
Yeah.
That's alien material. But let's keep moving to another topic for the show. We're going to get a little more deeper in this one because you wrote this down. And we're going to talk about death and being afraid of death and being afraid of dying. And then we'll get into the, sub-question to all that.
Okay.
But do you fear death?
I don't fear death for me. I fear death for some, like, I don't want to die because I don't want, like, a lot of people that are close to me who I know that would negatively affect to have to go through that.
Yeah.
But I don't personally care about dying because, like, I don't really think it's much different than whatever it was like before you were born. So I'm not really afraid of whatever. Like, I don't really think you go into, like, an afterlife thing or anything
Dude, you
like
just hit
that.
my fucking brain right
Yeah.
It's almost just the same from when you were born before. I was like, holy
whoa, you're right.
shit.
So, like, that's why I'm like, death can't be that bad. Like, it's got to be similar to a really, really deep sleep,
Yeah.
which I like. So, it just sounds relaxing, kind of. But I don't want the heartache for people that comes with death.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go through, like, a slow, painful death. Like,
so, but the next question, or the sub question would be, what would be the worst and the best way of dying? I guess would be like the next thing you would probably say. After that,
best way of dying is easy. That would be like a nuclear explosion while you were asleep type thing. Like, you just go bed and you wake up, and then, like, then everyone dies with you pretty much in that general area.
I would hope that you vaporize instantly.
Yeah, exactly.
If you might be in a house, it might not be as quick. I don't know.
that's true.
I haven't done like the reading on how to die.
Probably depends how far you are from the actual explosion. But, like, if a bomb could drop exactly on my house, that's how I would want to die, well asleep, so I don't feel anything. Okay. Yeah, you don't know. You just go bed, nice and peaceful, and then you're gone. Worst way would be, like, being put into a wood chipper feet first. Would probably be bad.
Do you watch the new Deadpool movie?
I haven't, no.
Yeah,
I'm really behind on Deadpool. I haven't even seen the first one.
Someone dies
through a wood chipper?
Yeah, through a wood chipper.
That would suck because you see it. Being eaten would suck. I think dying in a fire would really be bad.
Yeah.
There's a lot of horrible ways to die.
Yeah. Like lighting yourself on fire and whatnot in protest. That would be a terrible way to go.
Well, yeah, I was thinking like a house fire, but I guess, it could go that way.
Yeah, so, like, have you come to the point to where, like, have you ever had a time before now where you've, like, thought about it and where it kind of, like, keeps you up at night at times? Like, was there a time before this, or, because I know you've, beforehand, I know you talked about doing, like, some serious drugs before, and then how's that, like, give you an experience? Because I know sometimes people have said, like, after doing this, like, I've gotten, like, a near-death experience doing this, and, like, it kind of changed and morphed how I think and feel, because I've heard people talk about that. How, like,
no, I mean, I really haven't done that series of drugs.
Okay.
Really.
Okay.
Like, I haven't done hallucinogens or anything like that personally, but no, not really. I mean, I've had probably near-death experiences, but, like, way younger, like, I had a weird thing where I was younger when I got really sick and my, like, glands started, like, swelling up in my throat, and they were, like, starting to close my throat, and I couldn't get, like, wind through type thing.
Was that, like, an allergic reaction?
I think it was kind of like an asthma attack type thing.
Wow.
Yeah, something like that. But that was when I was real little, and, like, I don't know if I knew enough about what was going on to understand that I might die right now. But no, nothing like that. Sometimes I'll stay up at night and think about death. I think I came up with the idea that dying from a nuclear bomb being dropped on my house would be good while I was staying up at night saying, but I'm like, that'd be the best way it goes right now. If I could die.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I would say this, I think, not about recently, but I've had, like, this recent kind of, like, thought in, like, just the universe. In a sense, and, like, how it restarts or it kind of ends and then it might restart. We don't know. Like, that one's like, everything on Earth is gonna be gone then. Like, it's kind of like, whoa, that's intense. Like, that guy, like, god damn, like, everything that was, like, precious to me is, like, kind of, it
doesn't matter.
Yeah. And I would hope, I don't know, I mean, people that have religion have been able to probably get through this, but people that don't have religion, I would hope, been able to like not come to the conclusion of obviously committing suicide after that. Like, you know, like nothing else matters. You know what I mean? Like, I would hope they find some kind of like avenue to kind of channel that. Even though I told you we got a little deep right there, but
so deep.
But yeah, it's kind of weird to like think about, because sometimes I guess if you're in the moment, I feel like for me it's always like getting in the moment, like, whoa, dude, that person's gonna die. That person's gonna.
Everyone's going
like,
to die.
Everyone on TV I'm watching right now are gonna die. Like, it's just like
it's weird to think about that. One day you're going to grow old enough to see all your friends start dying, where that's just going to be regular for you. I don't think I would want to outlive all my friends or family. That would be really hard.
Yeah, I think it's kind of crazy too. 'Cause for me, when I think about it, I'm like, I think about everyone's like personal, like, how do I say it? Like their personal moment before they go. In a way, like I'm like when I watch like an actor or something, I'm like, how the fuck, like when I want to, like, that I want to see it, but I'm like, I envision it. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
That you're envisioning people's deaths.
Yeah, like no, like I bet like in an old age in a way.
Okay.
I'm not talking about like the whole like boom, like
you're not thinking about going and I wonder what they would like look like if I stabbed them.
Yeah, but like something like where they die in an old age. And
Yeah,
like, and for a famous person, I'm like, I wonder how it's gonna be like when a certain actor that I enjoy or really like, or someone from a band like passes away. I'm like, that's kind of crazy. And then I think about that moment they die or something.
Yeah,
I don't know
what's going like for the like what's happening to them, where they're at.
I think it's kind of crazy to like think about that, but I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. Let us know.
Be interesting to know the difference between like that last moment for like a famous person or a rich person versus just like a normal person. Like, do they, you know, was all that life, you know, when it's leading to the same place where we're all going to die, is living a rich famous life any much better than normal life when you get to the last day of it type thing? Do they feel any different, you know?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, because like,
like, do they feel it was all worth it?
Have you had dreams where you die?
Yeah.
And like, I always get that, like, it goes to like my veins.
I always hate when you wake up from a dream where you felt like you died in it, and then you're all like shooken and stuff.
And like, or like, I get the same feeling like when I think about it, and like while I'm awake, like right now, like I can get that like feeling again.
Ooh.
Like it's just like, whoa. Like I don't know. Not that I envision myself like, but I've done that in the past too.
Yeah.
Like, that way, like whoa, dude, like that feels weird. I don't know if it feels good or bad, but like that feels really weird.
It's a lot like my sex life. Ooh, I don't know if that's good or bad, but that feels really weird.
Oh. All right. Let's do one more topic, and we'll get into the last song. And do you want to do some more talking after the last song?
Whatever you want to do.
All
Okay.
right, so we'll do some more
we
talking
can
after
talk to the people. They probably stopped listening by now
that.
anyways.
All right. So we're going to get into the best live band. So we're going to lighten this up.
Yeah, from death
live
to
band you've ever seen.
All right, for me,
I mean, you can have like a list of them. You can have like oh, this is my top 5, or like you don't.
Yeah.
Like that.
They aren't the best live band I've ever seen anymore. Because the last time I saw them, they weren't as, you know, they were all right, but they're getting older. But I want to say my 2011, I saw Rancid for the first time, and they played a 3-hour 45-song set.
Damn.
And just killed every fucking song. Like, every song was perfect and shit. And that was one of the most, like, energetic and just fun shows I've ever been to. So that's my, like, top show. And then from there, you know, I think my second one is actually another Rancid show. I saw them at Hootenanny. And then, you know, Bad Religion's always really good. NoFX is always really good, for, you know. But my favorite, my all-time favorite show was Rancid at House of Blues in Anaheim in 2011.
Oh, the old House of Blues.
The old House of Blues, yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite band then? Period.
Favorite band, period?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have one.
Okay, so but Rancid is one of your favorite bands.
They're one of
Okay.
my favorite bands.
Okay.
I prefer, so 2 of the members of Rancid were in a band called Operation Ivy.
Yeah,
That was short-lived. Yeah, and that's my favorite album of all time is their album Energy.
Okay.
But I don't know because they only really had that one album
Mhm.
and like one EP, so I don't know if I can call 'em my favorite band because I don't they didn't have that career to let me know if like, some bands
Yeah.
kind of
One and
after
done.
one album are kind of shitty or something. I don't know if
Okay.
they were going to be like that, but so I don't really have a favorite band. I have like a list of like my top bands that are most, influential in my life and stuff. But that's my favorite album and that's my favorite show.
Okay. The Sex Pistols only released one album. I'm thinking that in my head, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I think they also had maybe like an EP or something besides that, but they only had like one real album.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I would say like Fool's the shirt I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
They didn't become my favorite band until after I saw them live.
Oh, that's always good.
Yeah.
What did you hear them before you saw them live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you listened to them a lot, and then you saw them live, and you're like, "Fuck, these guys are fucking great."
Yeah. I saw them at the observatory
Oh, okay.
for the first
cool.
time. And then I've seen them several times after that,
Mhm.
and that show has still been the best one I've ever
Mhm.
been to. There's other shows that I've been to. I saw Cage there, the Elephant. Pretty
Yeah.
Awesome show. Like the guy was like out in the crowd. I forgot the singer's name. I really love seeing the Nars. I feel like I don't know. I always
The
have a good
Nars
time.
are really good.
Yeah, they're like I've already told. I've been pretty vocal about this. They're like my favorite band in the scene,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, they're great. They
yeah.
write such catchy songs.
Yeah.
So good.
and this is a good time. Everyone, everyone like you don't even need to know the songs, and you'll figure it out. And like you'll be in the crowd with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't come up with anything else off the top of my head.
As a like favorite show.
Yeah.
What's your favorite band? Are they? Oh,
Yeah.
they are your favorite band and favorite live show. That's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I got lucky, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're something else for sure.
Yeah.
They definitely don't represent what their music sounds like
Mhm.
live. It's just a lot more intense. And like
Mhm.
it's a weird kind of way I've seen shows and like the crowds. They have like a very diverse crowd of like male and female ratio too.
Okay.
I'm not saying like it's a good thing, but I'm just like there's like girls going hard for like this band too.
Yeah.
Like, they'll be like in like it's not really a pit, it's like a wave.
Huh.
More or less.
It's just like a moving back and forth thing.
Yeah, but like it's like a movement where like you get shuffled around a lot
Yeah.
too, and like you end up against someone and you're like, dude, this is fucking awesome. And you're like, yeah, it's kind of weird. And then because I've grown up listening to like the '90s like metal bands and stuff, and
Yeah.
going to those shows, it's like or Warped Tour band, that's totally different
Yeah, yeah.
to see like the crowds and whatnot. Because like those bands are more or less like doing like pits and stuff.
Have you been to a Warped Tour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to 2012.
2012.
I went to go see The Used, but I saw that was like more of like the pop punk year, I believe.
Mhm.
I don't think Bad Religion was there. I know they've done it before.
Yeah, a lot of them.
I think Rancid has done it. I think Anti-Flag has done it.
Anti-Flag's done
I
quite a
don't-
bit, I think.
yeah.
I went in 2011. I won tickets.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that, but like at the time I was like in my like hardcore punk, that's all I listened to. So I was like, what the fuck? Who do I want to see at Warped Tour? But like I ended up going anyways with my buddy, and there were like this one band called Fear, who's this like old 80s hardcore punk band, ended up playing, and their name was like just like handwritten on the board type thing, and we're like, holy shit, Fear's playing. And we walked around the small stages and like met 2 bands from England that were both really fucking good. That one band, they're both not around anymore. One band called Sharks though, that were really good, but they were kind of like an indie rock band type thing. They sound like kind of like the Clash almost,
Okay.
like their early stuff. And yeah, it ended up being really cool. We saw a lot of ska bands. I had a lot of fun, which I wasn't expecting because I thought it'd all be like kind of like screamo, like
Yeah, that's
emo,
like the,
pop punk stuff.
like the kind of advertised I believe.
Yeah.
It seems like, but it's pretty diverse. I've with the year I went, they had like different stages for like different like genres. They had like a jazz kind of R&B / reggae stage.
Oh, that's cool.
From what I remember, and then they had like the indie kids, and then they have the bigger stages is a mix of everyone. Really, it's just whoever's really popular. I think All Time Low was there the year I was there. I didn't go to see them, but
yeah, I don't think.
And then they had like the screamo stage on like one of the like the bigger ones. Like that was like one of the bigger stages.
They had like 6 stages or
Yeah.
something when I went. It was crazy.
Yeah. It's like kind of crazy how they're able to function. I don't know if you ever watched. There was a show, I think it was on Fuse. That for like 2 or 3 years in a row, they did like a behind the scenes of all that
I
stuff.
did see some
like,
of that.
I really enjoyed that series, just like to watch the chaos and how they set up and everything.
Yeah. Oh, it's gotta be crazy because they tear down and like set up in one whole day pretty much.
It's like a festival. Honestly.
Yeah, and
really
but it's like a a festival that moves from town to town in like 24 hours. Like that's insane.
I would, if I was in like at a level to where like I would want to get on Warped Tour for, not because
If you could still.
yeah, no, I would say I would get on Warped Tour if I was in any band, honestly, because like you were able to travel, and like that's like it's a good step if you want to like make a good name to where like you can like travel and like tour around. I would say because like you go, I mean you're going to teenage kids. Those kids are gonna like.
You think there's anything that's going to like replace Warped Tour now that's just its last run?
I don't know. I would hope so, but I think the guy that runs it, unfortunately, I think it's the way the music industry is. Unfortunately,
you know what he's doing now, Kevin Lyman? He's actually going to teach promotion, I think, at like the Los Angeles School of Music.
Yeah.
Or like he's going to go and like be a professor type thing about the subject, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Unfortunately, it's what sucks. But he's a genius. Honestly, with that original idea, I think it was like No Doubt and Sublime. It was the first 2 bands.
Yeah, the original ones were super cool.
Yeah.
Like the early '90s and the '90s.
Yeah,
it was all like the bands I listened to.
I think even like Weezer went out one time. And then that's where like a lot of big names like Katy Perry made her name, Eminem, Black Eyed Peas, obviously Blink. Sublime, No Doubt, My Chemical Romance, Panic! At the Disco, Fall Out Boy, like all those bands are all rooted into like Warped Tour, which is like pretty diverse.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get into the last song.
Okay.
And we're gonna talk a little bit more.
Cool.
And then yeah, are you ready?
I was born ready for this last song.
All right, our last song is the Nars, and this was off their latest EP, I think it was Stuck, right?
Yes.
I believe. And this song is called Poppy.
Daddy's in a bad mood, drinking all the vodka. Daddy's in a bad mood, blame it on mama. I can't come home right now, 'cause daddy's in a bad mood. He's probably on the ground. He's always in a bad mood. You never taught me how to be a man, and I
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Jeff's favorite song of that band, the Nars, Poppy.
It is. It's a great fucking song.
Yeah, it's very catchy, energetic. That song is actually kind of older. I believe they've been playing it since like the first time I saw them.
Really?
They didn't record
They
it.
just didn't record it
Yeah.
forever?
But I remember, just always like listen. I already knew the words before they recorded it.
Yeah.
And, like knowing it now.
You're like, oh, I've seen it before,
Yeah.
for
same,
sure.
Same thing with like
Yeah.
you guys. You guys play stuff before you guys.
Yeah,
record
we
stuff.
do a lot of that too.
Yeah, because like I'm like, I think I was talking to Koch one time. It's like, oh yeah, we're recording new stuff. I was like, what new stuff do you have? You've been playing. He's like, no, we're recording this. I was like, oh, you haven't recorded it yet. You just don't get around to it, I guess. So that makes sense.
It's a long process, and a lot of it is we kind of will rewrite songs as we go based on like reactions from audiences, you know? That's kind of how you figure out what songs are worthy enough to keep, or songs that are, you know, the audience reacts positively to.
I think also you guys are like going on like just like different you're like stretching in different directions.
Yeah.
It's really cool to like see you guys like kind of evolve.
The new EP, all the songs are like different from each other, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We're gonna go do a couple more questions real quick. We're gonna do a fun one right now.
Oh.
This is the one that it's gonna be a recurring thing, and hopefully no one is offended by this at all. But in a scenario where it's you versus an infinite amount of 7-year-olds, how many of those 7-year-olds can you kill with your bare hands and take out before they take you out?
Shit.
Like in this scenario, you're gonna die. Regardless.
That's a lot. Do they have weapons?
No, it's bare
No.
hands.
Oh my god.
How many do you think you could just like, I can snap like 10 necks right now or something like that? It's all hypothetical, guys.
How many children can you kill, Jeff? I hope I can get to 10, but I don't know. If it's like are they coming at me like in groups, like limited groups, or am I like surrounded?
You're surrounded.
I'm surrounded. Fuck. I hope 10. I hope I could get at least 10 of them. I don't know. I haven't tried.
Like it's like you're in a field and like they're just coming from all directions.
Do I have a weapon?
No, you just have your
Fuck.
I mean, if you have a weapon, yeah, you're gonna kill a lot more. Obviously.
Yeah, for sure. I wish I had a sword. That's to do it. Just spin.
Like a samurai sword.
Yeah. Chop, 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 chop.
Okay, we're not fantasizing about killing children yet. It's just a hypothetical
Well,
fun question.
yeah, it's hypothetical.
So like 10. 10 is your number.
I'm hoping 10.
Okay.
More likely 3.
More like
before I am brought down.
held down, and then you're basically either gonna be like stomped to death or suffocated, I guess.
They might try eat you.
Oh, they'll bite you, but like, I don't know if they'll eat you alive.
Could you
I would hope
imagine
not.
being eaten alive by 7-year-olds as like a
That'd
way to die? That'd be a
terrible,
horrible
'cause
way
those
to
are
die.
small bites.
Yeah. It would take forever for you to like pass out from the pain.
Okay, would you rather be eaten by a wolf or a bear?
Bear, I feel like they're stronger. Like I feel like a bear could just like hit me with their paw in my head and knock me out,
Okay.
where a wolf wouldn't be able to do that. I think I could maybe survive a wolf attack.
Well,
I
because
don't.
the bear's gonna eat you to get to your like the bear's like method of killing you is, or I mean, it's gonna kill you regardless, but it wants to eat your liver, which might not be I don't know. If both of us, it might not be the best option. But that's usually what it does is gonna try to eat your liver.
It's going to go for a liver.
Yeah, 'cause
Bears
that's
like
what,
liver.
for some reason, like it just sense like, oh, liver, that's the best thing.
Yeah.
But the wolf, on the other hand, will eat you from your ass up.
From my ass up specifically?
Yeah.
Ooh. If it wasn't wolf, that would sound pleasant.
Oh wait, maybe it's a coyote.
Oh.
But anyways, you're gonna eat.
See, like, I feel like you could maybe beat up a wolf. Like, you'd get fucked up pretty bad, but I feel like you could live. You know, I feel like a wolf or a bear would just fuck me up. You know, like, I'm not winning that fight.
All right, here we go. Another question.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite album so far this year? Or albums?
This year?
Yeah.
Shit. Stuck?
Stuck.
EP.
Well, it came out at the beginning of the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. What was the Asthmatics? I don't remember. I just called it the Asthmatics album.
It's called Breathe This.
Breathe This. There you
Yeah.
go. I knew it dealt with some kind of like
Yeah.
asthma.
That one,
thing,
that
like
you know, that
breathing.
was a fun one to work on. That was one of my favorite ones to record.
Anything like that like your favorite bands or like a band that you like?
Like a big band?
Yeah, like a bigger band.
They've been pretty disappointing this year.
Oh.
Most of my big bands. Let me try to think. Did the Fiddler record come out this year or last year?
I know.
I think that because I liked that album. That was like one of the last like new albums. I'm like, damn, this is really fucking good.
I think it was because I was talking to Rafa about an album, but I don't know if it was a Fiddler album. It's not Fiddler. It's the Growlers. That was the other. No, they came out with a new record. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah,
Maybe it was the end of last year.
I think maybe.
Yeah, because I remember maybe was talking about it to Koch about going seeing them live or something like that, but it never happened, I guess. Okay, so it's just stuck.
Stuck.
At the moment. Okay.
Yeah.
You have high standards, so good.
All
right.
I think Stuck was really good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I enjoyed it from back to front. It was different too.
Yeah.
I think different from what the Nars
I mean,
usually do.
it's not an album technically.
What's
It's
the EP?
EP,
Yeah.
but it's my favorite new recording in a long time. And
All right.
then like bigger bands, I like Fiddler's last record. That was really good. I thought that was very unique in some of the things that they did. You know, have you heard it?
I think I've listened to it once, but I never went back to it.
Oh, okay.
Because I think at the time there was like a bunch of albums that came out.
Yeah.
I have everything like pre-ordered on my phone because I have iTunes Music, and then I just like whatever it says. Oh, hey, like you like whatever I have already downloaded. It'll like any new album. It'll tell me like
It'll
oh, hey,
let you know.
Oh,
That's
if you want
cool.
to download it. And so I have like this past like 3 months have been like a bunch of albums. I
Yeah.
just, like, play it once and then I'm like I never go back to it.
It's cool. It's sort of like they took a lot of like more modern techniques of like making music and applied it to like rock in this sort of unique way and stuff. Like they have songs that have like almost like drum machine type drums and things like that, and but they're still like cool and they still sound like rock songs, you know? They don't sound like weird modern like pop music or anything like that.
Do you ever get to like a new band will come out with a record where you just don't have the time, or just like you never get the chance to get to listen?
Yeah,
to
it happens a lot. I hate when it happens. I like to hear everything new, but
I think Death Grips came out with their album not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Ricardo about it. He's like, "Oh, Death Grips came out with a new album," and I was like, "Oh, dude, yeah, I'll download it." But I've never gotten.
yeah,
to listen
never.
To it yet.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I have like a bunch of music on my phone I never listened to. Like nothing just came out with a new record, and I haven't listened to it yet. I haven't downloaded, but
I haven't gotten to hear it yet. Yeah, that's that kind of sucks. Like right now, it's cool because you can more than ever in history find a lot of bands really easily, but at the same time, it's hard to get through and listen to everything you want to listen to.
Yeah, I'm like I'm a person that really has to manage this time because I have music to listen to, I have video games to play, I have movies to watch, I have videos to edit, I have work, I have school. So like, fuck, dude, like, goddamn. And it's like none of it's like really
and
adulting.
I have podcast.
But yeah, but my next question is adulting. Is what you wrote.
Oh yeah,
Or
adult life.
adult life. Your expectations then versus your reality. Is what you wrote.
So yeah. So I'm turning 25 next week.
Oh, welcome to the club, dude.
Yeah. And so I've been thinking about a lot. I sort of feel like I am an adult.
You
and
definitely are.
Technical and like sort of, you know, I work a full-time job and I pay for everything in apartment and stuff, but I still don't feel like an adult. I feel like I'm just kind of like trapped in an adult body and sort of faking it through it all, you know?
I would say like you in the scene, you and Charlie from the Goons are like the most adulting people in the scene. Like the most people are like, that's a man. Like but everyone else is like boy. I look at everyone, I was like, that's a boy.
Yeah.
Like if I look at like Koch or Rafa, even though like, every girls are like, oh my god, but I'm like,
that's a child.
That's a child.
You hear that, Koch and Rafa, you children. But
no,
yeah, I don't know it, and like nothing seems to get explained to you as you go along either.
Yeah.
Nobody can explain like this is how you kind of become an adult. You just kind of gotta do it.
Yeah, I think
it's weird.
I think it's always the thing where it happens and like you're like, this is it.
yeah.
Or like when
I'm the same thing.
I think it's the same feeling when you find out you're smarter than your parents, or your parents are not as smart as you think they are. I
Yeah.
think it's like that same
Yeah.
feeling. You're
Yeah.
like, this is it. What the? My God, what the? Because I mean, you're like when I remember talking to you and you're like, yeah, man, I have to pay rent. And so I was like, okay. So you, like, I thought you're like, oh, you have roommates. I was like, no, like I just like me and my fiance or your. I mean, no, it was your girlfriend at the time. I was like, what? God, what the hell do you do for work? Like I found out what you did. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But I'm like, you still work your ass off and everything.
Yeah, it's still, it's not necessarily easy. You gotta really know how to budget and stuff. But it just feels like somebody gave a teenager apartment sometimes. Like I'm like, this is really mine. I really get this. Like, I don't know.
Like, it's like a stage in a way.
Yeah. I want to know when you get to that point where you feel like, yes, I'm an adult, you know?
Probably when you have a kid, is what I'm
Oh,
guessing.
shit.
Because, like, I feel like it's probably changes the game. Because, like, when you're thinking about it, you're not thinking about yourself anymore.
Yeah, you're thinking about
someone.
someone.
Because I already have that feeling in a way with my nieces and nephews. Not that I'm saying, like, I'm going to be the best dad ever or whatnot. Or, like, I'm ready for kids. So, like, I'm always, like, thinking about, like, I went to the air show last week. And I was like, I should bring my nephew.
Yeah.
One of my nephews or two of my nephews so they can have a good time. I'll be able to teach them cool stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, or with like Sophia, my other niece, and like I remember, I think this I listened to this in a podcast too. Like Joe Rogan did this with his own kid, and I was like, and we were eating a banana, and like one part of the banana was bruised, and the other part was like fine, and I ate the bruised part, and I gave her like the nicer part. So I was like, I'm already like in that like, not well, I'm like, oh, I'm so ready for this, but I'm like, I'm already kind of like preparing myself in a way, I guess. So like,
do you want kids?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I would definitely want that because I always hate the argument of people saying like, oh, I don't want to bring kids in this world. This world's shitty as fuck. And I was like, well, how are you supposed to make it better, dude? That's why you have kids.
I don't want kids. And it's not necessarily that this world is shitty as fuck. I just don't want them to turn my world shitty as fuck. Like, I want to keep my freedom and my money, and I don't like children shit everywhere, I don't want to have to
Change diapers.
I don't want to have to do that and stuff. And I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind, but for a while now I've not wanted kids.
Yeah, I definitely was in that kind of mindset around like high school, and then my sister had her baby, and that was my nephew Maddie, which is there's a picture of him over there, but like after that, I was like, in my head, I was like, this isn't that hard. And I was like, the only thing is like the financial part, obviously. Yeah. But like after that, I'm like, this is, I mean, like, it kind of makes you like I think it changes you and like kind of makes you more, maybe it makes you a little bit more crazy, but I think it kind of makes you more sane in the world. I think it makes you have more empathy for other people as well. Is what I think.
It could.
But
probably
it
does.
Too. Like you just said, I don't know. You might get married and like you're 35 or 10 years from now, and you're like, maybe we should just have one, dude. Like, I don't know.
That's the scary part, though, is because I don't want to have a kid too late. I don't want to be the like old dad with, that's not necessarily always good.
I guess,
but it seems more common now than it used to be, at least.
I think the other guy, or not the other guy, Jacob, the guy I do the other podcast with, his parents were like in their 40s, I believe, when they had him. Yeah. So like it just it depends because like they found each other later in life. Yeah. And they're like, we want to have like a special thing together, and that was like, I think it's kind of cool and deep too to have like, it's kind of like it's another ring you're wearing with a person, I guess, or I don't know, you know what I mean? Yeah. Kind of be
your child you have with them.
Yeah, with them, and like that's like you put that together. It's not like when you put your like when you moved into the apartment together, you did that together. Like, but now it's like a person. It's kind of, like crazy to think about. Like, oh, shit, dude. And I think it's like it's another just way of making the world a better place. So I think if you had a kid, that kid would be fine, dude. That kid would make the world a lot better.
I feel like the kid would be fine. Yeah. I'm selfish. I like my time.
But yeah, maybe, I mean, I don't know, maybe
I have nieces and nephews too. They could just come over when I feel like.
Well, 10 years from now, like I said, like maybe you have the time, and you're like, I want to fucking hang out with someone. That's another thing too. Like I want to be able to like make fun of my kids sometimes. I want to.
I
tease
wish
them and
it'd be
stuff. That's the
more
only thing I can't
socially
really
acceptable for me to make dad jokes though.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that'd
Well,
be
yeah,
cool.
I mean, because a lot of your jokes are dad jokes sometimes.
They are.
But you're responsible, so that's a good thing.
I guess.
All right.
I guess I'm
we're
responsible.
gonna end this hopefully with one more question.
Oh, okay.
And that was your last question you put on here. Is your major turning point in life?
I've had a few. I feel like right now I'm going through one being 25. You know, like I feel like partially want to make like big changes and stuff like that, but it's probably why I wrote that down. Very few points. Like, you know, one of them was like my sophomore year of high school when I went to my first local like show and saw people my age playing in bands and stuff like that. That was a big turning point. When it's like probably around 10 at the same exact time my sister and my brother both gave me like a bunch of like CDs and stuff, and that's how I discovered a lot of the music I ended up listening to. That's a big point. I mean, obviously when you leave high school, that's a huge fucking point, and like you don't know where you're going and stuff. And when I moved out for the first time, that was a big point. So there's a lot, you know. There's
What was the
huge
one that was
amounts.
like you were the most scared of?
most scared of.
Yeah.
That moving out was by far because I had, you know, no idea. I'm like, what happens if I can't pay for this? You know, what happens if this happens? I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. You know, you have to learn a lot of shit for the first time and stuff. So that was super scary. I wasn't like afraid of living on my own because I had kind of done that to a certain extent before that. I was more afraid of all the responsibility of like, okay, you can really fuck up your credit really bad if you get evicted or something like that, you know. So all of that was super scary.
Okay.
But yeah.
What about like right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Right now I just feel like I think when you hit 25, and I don't know if this is just me or a lot of
I just turned
people.
25 in
Yeah.
July, so I'm like, for me, it's just like, when I turned 21, I felt like it was like, oh, dude, I'm turning 21, man. I'm a real adult now.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, dude, I'm still a baby.
Yeah.
I feel like even like when I have the opportunity to finally move out and everything, and then be able to like do stuff like that on my own, but like I feel like it's gonna be like the same. Like, dude, like you should have did this like a long time ago. And also like, this is the way it is, I guess. In a way.
Yeah.
This is the way it happens.
And well, like right now I'm going through this thing where it's like, now I'm focusing more on like, okay, what, like I don't care so much what people think about me anymore. I realize that's kind of cool. And so I kind of am going through this like, all right, what do you really, really want to do? What's really going to make you happy? And what also, I kind of struggled a little bit, but not so much with like, shouldn't you be more of an adult right now? Shouldn't your life be more together and less fucked up? But you know, I think everybody deals with that multiple times in their life as they grow up. But like right now it's all right, you're 25, you're mid-20s, you know, what is something that is actually worth your time that you want to do, and not like, you know, just like working a shitty job or something like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of it too is like the 20s is like when you really like figure out what you want to do in a way.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you can do something like you think you're gonna do, but like 10 years from now you're like in your 30s, like you can just reinvent yourself again.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can probably do that all the way up until like you're 40.
Yeah.
In a sense of like where in the like you're stable and everything, but like, oh, do you like I lost my job, now I need to figure out how to, you know, do something else or something like that, or move on or something.
I heard recently somebody talk about like you can fuck up till you're 35 and still have like 30 more years until you're going to retire or something like that, and that made me feel really good. I'm like, okay, I don't have my shit together that much, like, you know. And
I would say you have your shit together, honestly.
Yeah,
I would say, yeah, you're pretty responsible. You don't like.
It's a weird thing. I feel like everyone doesn't feel like they have their shit together as much as the rest of the outside world thinks they do, you know. I've like, even though I've accomplished all these things, there's still a part of me is like, doesn't feel like I really did almost. I don't know.
Oh.
Or maybe that's just like what's built in us as like hunger to keep pushing forward could be what that is. It's deep.
That was
Deep, man.
That was deep. I was gonna sound like, man, I'm a piece of shit. God damn, I haven't felt that at all. No, but I get that. I get what you're saying. I think getting into the scene was like definitely a turning point. I think obviously going back to Arlen, meeting Arlen was just like
Yeah.
I was like in a really low place before that. So and then not that I gave like Arlen all the credit. I think meeting everyone I gave all the credit to and the people that are I mean Arlen had a big part of it and introduced me to everyone to the scene. And like I remember watching the first show, I was like, I fucking like being around this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where I'm gonna how I would figure out to be involved. Either I'm in a band or whatnot, or doing like this, what I'm doing right now, or throwing shows or something like that. Like I just want to be a part of this. This is like a lot of fun.
I remember having that moment, like I had it, like when I said when I went to my first local show, it was like, but like a few shows in, a little bit later down the line, I'm like, okay, I really fucking like this.
Yeah.
I gotta like make this a priority somehow for my life, So, yeah, that was a big thing for me, and that also really helped me in that same way, cause like I was growing up, I didn't have I wasn't a super popular kid type thing. I didn't have a huge amount of friends until I started going to shows. I kind of like found my identity in that, which is important in those like younger years of like high school and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it should still be my identity, though it is. But
I had like the weird issue. I only have like through high school, I had probably like no more than 5 real friends.
Yeah, same with me.
But like I was on the football team, so like I was by default not that I was popular,
You knew
but, like,
a lot of
I just
people
knew-
through that. Yeah.
And like people were like, "Oh, you're on the football team." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I don't fucking care. Don't talk to me." Like I didn't really care about anyone outside of my friends, and like
Yeah.
that was Jacob's one of the guys that I've recorded the podcast with, and I'm like, and then everyone else, I'm like, you're kind of irrelevant, honestly. Like in my head, like that's how. And then, but like, I came to the thing to where like, I didn't really want to have friends in a way outside of them because I didn't really care. And like, I know people, not that people are fake. I'm just like, these people that I'm hanging out with that invested time and hanging out with me and like really invested time being my friend. And like I've done the same thing, and I feel like if I try to do that again, like people. And it wasn't until Arlen, I think that's when I really opened up again, and then I have you guys or all the bands and whatnot that I hang out with that have been like really been awesome to share time with and to do crazy shit with. I don't do like the crazy shit like you guys do, but I just watch.
I don't know. I don't think we do crazy shit.
I do appreciate the offering of pot and beer all the time. I probably in the scene I've had so many people offer
offer your
like,
beer and
hit me?
weed.
I'm like, no, dude. Like I could be like the highest person. My tolerance is really low, but like I was like, Jesus, like I don't even know how the amount like a real pothead would be really jealous of me, honestly. But that has been it. Are you good?
I'm
feel
good.
satisfied?
I am happy with how this turned out.
All right.
I hope.
It's really easy, right?
I forgot there was a camera.
There is
most
a camera.
of this
But
time.
it was like, real easy. Like to Joseph or Rafa, is this really easy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See?
It's not.
It's not hard.
It's,
It's just talking. Sit down and talking.
yeah.
That's it. We got
You
through some-
forget you're doing a podcast
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah. And it's
halfway
just like,
through.
I mean, I feel like for us, we kind of just talk like this all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
But, and then we did the other, the
Podcast before.
iteration of this
Yeah.
before, and you kind of are used to it. But I feel like anyone.
Yeah,
else would be able to do it.
I think I'm way more comfortable with it now than my first time doing it. That's for sure. So, but yeah, no, it's not hard.
All right. So that's been the Above Ground Radio Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, go and check out all the bands that we featured in this episode. Also, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, SoundCloud. What was the other one? Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and go ahead and be yourself. Have fun. Go check out all the shows that we promoted. Go ahead and check out. You guys are playing what this weekend?
We're playing tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Well, this won't be out until Monday.
Okay, we're playing is somewhere next Friday.
So yeah, the audio version will come out Monday. The video version will come out Wednesday.
The big
Hopefully.
ones are just come to our EP release.
Okay, come to it. The EP release November 2nd in Costa Mesa.
And spookiest show ever on the 20th, October 20th. Because
Yes.
that's got a lot more bands and really good bands that you should go see.
So yeah, we'll link your personal stuff, and then we'll link the Joy Noise, and then that'll go to hit their Instagrams, and then that'll show all the dates and whatnot. You just got to scroll through the pictures and look for the flyers.
Yeah. They're normally in our bio to our Instagram. You could just look there.
And then also we'll put the links to all the other bands that were in the podcast as well. Again, go check them out. Thank you guys for watching and listening, and we'll see you guys whenever I do this. I don't know if it's a weekly thing. I just got to be able to schedule people. But yeah, we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.